This is the Algo Futures Trader Weekly Market Roundup, and you're looking at the Algo Futures Trader version 7 for NinjaTrader 7. And this is an automatic breakout strategy, a fully automated breakout strategy, but we don't trade it necessarily like a black box. And to give you an example, let's take a look at Monday's trade. This is the MNQ. And you can see the shaded area here is the no trade zone. So the software will not execute any trades inside that area because we're looking for the market to break out one way or the other, to the upside or to the downside. Now, if I turn automatic trading on, and this is fully automated, the software is going to take all signals, long, short, right? Give you an example. This was Friday, the Friday week prior, the action there. And you can see there was a number of short trade signals, some long trades. All right, so the software, if you just turn automatic trading on, it's going to take, all these signals. So what we do is, as much as possible before the market opens, we want to get an idea of which direction do we want to favor. Once we have that direction, then we can just turn the software and tell the software, hey, I only want to focus on the long side. So in Monday's case, we had this setup, which was a long setup in the MNQ. But why did we favor the long side? Well, we have a gap bias filter. And that gap bias filter, that can be found at alphawebtrader.com. That gap bias filter will tell us what kind of gap we had. In the case of the MNQ that morning, we had an inside gap down, right? And this is what it looks like on the smaller time frame here. If I can pull this over, right? So this is what it looks like on a 3-minute chart. So here was the prior day's close. This was Friday's, the Friday prior's close, and we opened here within what we call an inside gap down. So the market gapped down inside the prior day's range, and our anticipation is that this gap is going to fill right back to the prior day's close, because it does that 70+% of the time. So knowing that before the open, we already knew in the NQ we were going to be looking for long trades. So what we do is we come over on automatic trading. If it's on, what we're going to do is see where it says long and short here. We're going to eliminate the short side. That way the software will not execute any short trades. Now, there weren't any short trades that even set up in the NQ on that particular morning, right? But even if there were, right, if we had a short trade signal here, the software would ignore that and only take the long trades. So what I'm saying is, even though you can trade this, it can be fully automated, we don't want to use it that way. We want to gain an additional edge. Gaps are just, they're a very good edge, 70+% of the time. Those inside gaps are going to fill. If we have an outside gap, the market usually trends, so we'll go in the direction of that gap in that case. But this particular gap told us there's a high probability that the market will want to trade higher, at least until that gap fills. So let's focus on the long trades. So we just set the software to look for the long trades only, set the automatic trading on, and let it go at that point. And you can see how well that played out. So the gap fill was basically somewhere in here. So all this would have filled the gap at that point, and then you had a pullback, which is very typical. Once a gap fills, you get an opposite move. In this case, though, you can see the support here held, and the market just continued to march higher to the end of the day. So that's what we're looking for, and you can join us for free in our Discord server. And this, if you come to our Discord server here under Trade Floor, AFT Trader John, we gather in the morning about 9:15 before the market opens. I give you that information to tell you what is the bias looking like. Do we have an inside gap down like we did Monday, in which case we're going to favor the long side. If it's an inside gap to the upside, we'd be favoring the short trades, and so on. So you can come in to the Discord server. All the links are below to join us each morning about 9:15 a.m. before the market opens. Look forward to seeing you there.